The Substance is a brand new 2024 film that was directed by French director Coralie Fargeat, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm probably not. And this was featured at the Cannes Film Festival as well as TIFF this year, and it got a hell of a lot of buzz. And this is a horror, primarily horror drama, suspense, maybe thriller a bit, but it's primarily horror, especially body horror. This is something that, David Cronenberg would probably be all over when it comes to its themes and its practical effects and all that. This stars Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley, as well as Dennis Quaid in, I would say, a supporting role, but he pretty much stars in it too, kind of. But mainly you have Margaret Qualley, I think that is, and Demi Moore as your main protagonist kind of thing. Protagonists. It's a weird movie and it gets complicated. Complicated is an understatement. So what we have going on here is we have Demi Moore as this aging television star face kind of thing. She does this workout show, and she's still got it. The woman Demi Moore in real life is 61 or 62. She looks fantastic. But her character in the film, Elizabeth Sparkle is her name, is getting older, and Dennis Quaid is her manager, and Dennis Quaid is like, yeah, you're like 20 years too old already. We need someone new, young, hot, fresh, smooth, and he just plays that like really slimy character and does a really good job doing it. He's there's a lot of black humor, dark humor to it, and he plays that snake so well, and just that slimy, disgusting character. You can like there's a lot of scenes that do go for gross out too, especially with like people eating things and noises and crunching and like just disgusting things that turn your stomach kind of thing. The director really knows how to direct scenes and make them disgust the viewer kind of thing. Anyway, Demi Moore's character, Elizabeth, she runs into this program, like this guy gives her a card, and this card has a phone number, and it leads her to this new thing called the Substance, where you can, I don't even know what it costs, but you can get this serum that you activate it in your body, and then a new you will come out of it, and you can bounce back and forth 7 days at a time, one after the other. There's this film named Jonathan that stars Ansel Elgort that plays with this theme, except in that one it does it day by day, so Ansel Elgort will switch between, they're like clones pretty much, and one will live a day and then he'll go to sleep and they'll switch and it'll be the other clone. This film does that, except it's each week, so Elizabeth Sparkle, played by Demi Moore, will get a week, and then she'll kind of hibernate, and then Margot Qualley, the younger version, will get her week, and they're supposed to alternate. So the rules are you activate, you kind of give a serum to them daily, it's like food or whatnot, and then you switch bodies every 7 days without exception, and that's the rules, and you got to follow the rules. Otherwise, things won't go as planned, and of course, this is a horror movie, and things definitely don't go as planned, because they both start to fuck up in the rules, and then chaos ensues to levels that you can't even comprehend, and a lot of people check out in the third act, I've heard, from things that I've been hearing about this film, because it just gets so bonkers in the last 20 minutes, especially when it comes to body horror and all that stuff. And I loved it. I was on board for everything. It does get bonkers, certainly. I think the first half of this movie, in my opinion, is better than the second half of this movie, enjoyment-wise. And I just, for me, I'll have to watch it again, but I think in the second half especially is when things start to get really confusing as well with plot, because the plot is so complex when things start to fuck up kind of thing, and things start to go wrong with the substance. Things get a little bit confusing. The first act is like literally 5 out of 5 perfect. I would think the first half. Sorry, not the first act. The first half. And not that the second half is bad. Like, the second half is awesome, too. The whole film as a whole is phenomenal. It's like third or fourth place of the year or something like that. on my list, and it's gonna be in the top five, hands down. I can't see it not being in the top five of this year. And it goes batshit, and it's a fast-paced film. There's a lot of like kind of dance music being played out throughout, workout music, kind of a theme when it comes to the score, with your like boom 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 tss, boom 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 tss, kind of rhythms, and it fits with the themes of it. Margaret Qualley in this film is beyond gorgeous, and it's funny that she played in Maid. She's the star of the Netflix show Maid, which is a phenomenal show, by the way, that came out in 2021, sorry, 2021. So 3 years ago. Great show, and she kills it in that role. This is 2024, and she looks younger and hotter in this movie than she did in Maid. And she's an actress, and she's supposed to look a little bit more like mature and mom like, because she plays more of like a she plays like the mother of a child, and she was in a like abusive relationship in that show, so she's supposed to look not rough, but like a little bit more like she's been through shit kind of thing. Whereas this one, she plays this like bubbly, sexy, just absolutely stunning supermodel of a girl, and her voice too, like the way she talks, she's so giddy and bubbly, and like always smiling, and she's just so youthful, and it's just, she is fucking hot. She is fucking hot in this role. And Demi Moore too, like she looks great as well. And obviously there's moments in this film where she looks like shit, because that's how they design her to look, and especially as the film goes on, and without spoiling anything, there's reasons why she starts to look more and more like shit. But like herself at the beginning of the film and in real life, she's a beautiful woman too, for being in her early 60s. Like, she is really good looking as well. The biggest thing that I was confused about, and the biggest thing that I really didn't get as the second half of the film started to come along, and I'm not going to consider this a spoiler, but I'll just warn, light spoiler kind of thing. I don't think this is a spoiler, but when it comes to, and I'll keep this as like nutshell as possible, when it comes to the consciousness of both people, because they're switching back and forth each week, right? There's a thing involving the consciousness and the awareness of each that made me ask, like, what's the point of Demi Moore's character Elizabeth Sparkle going through this substance and going through this procedure? Because according to the plot, they don't share a conscience, which makes me ask the question, the biggest question in the entire story is, what's the point of the substance then? Because all you're doing is creating a younger you, but you don't get to experience the younger you. So you can just experience with any other younger hot chick. You can just you'll live vicariously with any other young chick out there. Why do you need to create your own? Like, I didn't get that little aspect, but the film is still good even with that not making a whole lot of sense, because the way this film is directed, and its themes, and its not messaging, but like it's what it dives into, and the questions it raises, and the questions it asks, and the morality of things and everything, and how they played in such a goofy, bonkers way, it was really, really well done. I can't praise this film enough with how creative it is, and how far it goes with its absurdity. It does it so well, so well. So strong recommendation for The Substance. Believe the hype. Everybody, Demi Moore, Margot Qualley, and Dennis Quaid are phenomenal in it. So is everybody else in the supporting roles and minor roles and stuff like that. And it's just funny and humorous, but at the same time sick and disgusting and horrific in a lot of ways. So in grounded ways and crazy ways at the same time. It's just a clusterfuck of crazy shit going on. So that's The Substance. Go check it out if you haven't yet, because I strongly recommend this one too. And subscribe to Morgan Film Fan if you like to listen to my voice, or if you like my film reviews. I'll be back with more soon, so stay tuned for those. Check out what's on the channel already. Stay tuned for what's coming. Until next review, have a good one. Take care and cheers.